Today I'm going to be fitting a little tacho to this outboard. So it's a Mercury 30 horsepower, 2-stroke, actually built by Tacho, as you can see down here, made in Japan. So it's actually a Tacho 25-30 horsepower, but anyway, the tacho I'm putting on, it's an hour meter tachometer, just a cheap one off eBay, made in China. Anyway, I've used these before and they've worked well. Not this particular brand, but we'll give it a go. Just really want to know maximum RPM for this. I'm about to test a few propellers, so tacho is an important part of that, and a GPS. So the first thing you need to do is kind of work out where you want the tacho to sit. A lot of people just cable tie them to the top of their tiller here. I'm thinking I'm going to mount it here. I'll utilize these bolts and make an aluminium bracket, and I think that for me will be good. So that's what I'm thinking, just a little aluminium bracket like that, and yeah, that will just bolt up like that. I think that'll be good. The tack is mounted. Happy with that. So I just got to wire it now. Pretty simple. This one goes to earth, which is just the block, something like that. And this red one just gets wrapped around the spark plug, either spark plug lead, even if it's 3-cylinder, 4-cylinder, whatever, 8-cylinder. Just around one of the spark plug leads, wrap this around 5 times. So I have a very nice earth mounting point here, which I'll whack that in there, and then I'll probably wrap it around this bottom spark plug. You can't wrap it around like this, like extra sheathing. It can go straight onto the normal spark plug insulated lead, but so I'll wrap it around that about 5 times, and put some black tape around it, and then clean up the wiring in here, and probably zip it all up with this stuff. And just make sure that all your wiring doesn't get in the way of parts. You don't want your wiring to catch up on stuff like this, or if you're coming in the other side, you don't want it to be in the way of your chokes and all your moving parts on your carburetor. So it needs to be pretty tight around the lead here, so that it's getting a proper pickup. Alright, there's 5 turns. Another way, I just read the instructions, is to use this little cable tie which was supplied to keep it nice and tight, which seemed like maybe an easier idea than taping it. I'll give it a go. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Might still tape it anyway, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The instructions said too that sometimes you've got to put an extra loop in or take one away if there's if it's not working properly, or if there's interference. They said if you do too many loops around this, it's not going to read properly because there's just too much interference. But try 5 for starters was the suggestion. So all right, so we've got the earth running to this earth point here. We have the 5 turns around the spark plug lead, and I've tried to keep these wires away from the head and stuff like that. Not that the outboards get too hot, but and away from the spark plug leads. I've run it down inside here. I did coil up the spare wire with this other spare wire I've got, which is the other spare wire is from the trim position sensor. So I'm not sure if that is going to mess about with the the reading of this tacho. If it is, I'll have to separate those and coil up the spare wire in its own little bundle away from that stuff. Another point here, I've got the wire zip tied to the trim wires, which run from the end of this tiller to the trim relay. This is another point. It could cause interference, but I think it will probably be fine. I'll give it a go and see. Another thing with this motor is there's a few bits in here that aren't normally here, like this trim solenoid, made of stainless bracket to hold all that for the custom trim unit. So that's all nice and neat and under the cowl, and this isn't normally here. So there's a stainless bracket in there which holds all that stuff. And then around to this side, all the standard electric start stuff. I've got another fuse down in there for the trim system. But see if this tacho works. They come factory set, looks like for a single cylinder motor. Default setting is 1P, 1R. Where's that? That's that last one. 1 spark per revolution. Because this is a 2-cylinder, it's going to be doing 2 sparks per revolution. So I'm sure I'm going to need to set it to 2P, 1R. But let's just give it a start and see what happens. It'll be, I'm assuming, reading too many RPM because it'll be set, 1 spark per revolution. But anyway, we'll just see, and then we can go into resetting it if it's wrong, which I'm assuming it will be. All right. Start this up. So idling at 3,300 RPM is not correct. So we'll go in and reset this. I'll just grab the instructions and I'll be back. Alright, so it says press the button several times until 1 PR comes up there, and then hold it until that flashes. There we go. And then you can lift the button short press to choose. So we're after where is it? 2P1R. There we go. And I'm wondering how to set that. Short press the button to choose. Stop pressing the button, you'll see the RPM type. So now if I go back in and see what we're set at, 2P1R. All right. Let that do its thing. So now this tacho is set to the correct setting. I'm assuming idle is going to be, 1500 RPM or something like that, because the motor's not in the water. Outboards rev a lot higher when they're not in the water at idle, because there's no back pressure sort of blocking the exhaust. It's just free to flow. So they do rev a lot higher, but we'll get it started and have a look. and this is saying that the motor's been running now for 2 minutes. So she's pretty fresh. Oh, that's cool. Done.